What's up everyone, Ghostface here, and we're continuing LA Noire. The White Shoe Slaying. Rain. This looks promising already. I love this atmosphere.
And now
Maybe
my
lurking in shadows.
heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave me singing this torched song when I'm burning.
Okay, let's go. I hope there's rain still. Yes,
Of course we will look into it.
Yes, it's raining.
Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your hat, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring and matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the
Damn this
pawnbroker and
traffic.
see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get
So
out
what
to the
does this
railroad
mean?
depot on Santa Fe
They're
Avenue.
convict.
We have another
Three
poor
wrong
unfortunate
persons.
found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper. Another body and Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
Exactly. Did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass? That what your old man paid college tuition for?
Perfect driver.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators,
Oh, Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's groundskeeper. He's our guy.
witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before,
He ran, for God's sakes.
and he always maintained he was set up.
Any Century unit, a possible 415 at Alvera Street Plaza, unit AM, code 3, identified.
Hey! If you use the siren, maybe those metal things in front of you called cars will know you're in a hurry. Slow and steady, come on!
And at the next junction, you shut your trap.
Ring is not missing.
You boys ready? Follow me.
Suicide. Tire tracks.
Hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that.
Money.
Guy makes me
Crime
sick.
scene.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them. Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now.
Okay. Let's go. Actually, I have to call to see where the fuck is that shithole. Whoa.
Smell?
Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Damn, I forgot to check my new uniform. Fuck.
Another missing ring.
Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m.
Uh-oh.
The state the body was in, a 1 or
True.
2 hour window is the best I can do.
Wouldn't park there if I were you.
Someone was trying to get her to come home.
Disfigured suspect.
We could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
That's gonna be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back at 41.
Okay, call the station now.
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her. This is a chit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating. What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age, lipstick smudges on the face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Correct. I'm not gonna drive this. But I might take this car.
Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If
Or
you don't mind,
custom.
I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand.
This is actually a good car.
Classic Carmine.
Okay, he damaged my light, someone's gonna suffer now.
Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. I found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop! Don't hit him. You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. I took a look.
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
Super laundry services.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
Wouldn't park there if I were you.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need an address on Levine's Liquor. Closest store to the Santa Fe Avenue rail yard, if possible.
Just a moment, Detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks.
This is pain for some reason.
Watch where you're driving, you maniac! Read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending us?
Yeah, I read about that.
Here we go.
These people are starving. They can't do that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. You spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight.
Let's check the
Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. You know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
Any Central Unit, 459 suspects to be taken into custody at the trolley station on Lucas Avenue. Stand by for further.
How can I help you boys?
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? I gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give it?
$50?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10.
Great.
Feel lucky
For a
you
rainy
get
day,
it.
this is the best.
I have the rings right here.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip. Does this mark mean anything?
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15 Poland Street, London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium
What? I
build.
wasn't driving that car.
Dark hair, I think. Sorry.
This is
He
the
just
cell.
had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
keep this development with the rings under our hat until we speak with the captain.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it. We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Blair County address.
The address is bogus.
Whoa there!
The address is bogus. Purpose having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
You figure that?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came...
Drink, fellas.
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Mensch. Evelyn Summers, what is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
A bunch of these guys. Ask around.
I can't talk to anyone here. Interesting.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective. What do you want to ask about?
Evelyn Summers, and why she was found beaten and strangled in the rail depot on Santa Fe.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was
Plus,
more like I was aware
I
of
can't
her.
find anything.
Did you see Evelyn last night?
No, I was at home, writing.
Do you want to get dragged into this, McCaffrey? Do you want us to get interested in you?
Okay, so
She hung out with this
just get the
powder
fuck out.
puff, James Tiernan. They haunted the public library together.
How well do you know James Tiernan?
I know he works some kind of plebeian job at Rawlings Bowling Alley.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
You want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey. You a friend of Evelyn Summers?
Who's asking?
Very cute. You know who's asking.
I know my rights.
You don't have any. Answer the question.
Evelyn mooches for drinks. I don't have any time for that.
Was that so hard?
Keep writing me, copper.
What did you make of McCaffrey?
There'll come a day, and it's coming very soon. We'll run him and the rest of his pinko buddies out of Los Angeles.
Samantha's a suspect.
Jesus, Phelps!
Samantha's a suspect, Rusty.
What can I do for
Nobody's
you?
watching.
LAPD, Phelps and
Where
Galloway.
they're driving
They're
here.
making inquiries
Crazy.
into
This
the
is crazy.
murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
You got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. You know, you let us take some for the road, this case might get solved a lot quicker.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
She kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her. An alcoholic in a liquor store. That was never going to work out, was it?
We'll take a look around.
Nailed.
She wasn't always such a loner. Evelyn was reading Aristotle.
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey. I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed. Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time.
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
Move over, bitch. Oh no, we're gonna investigate house first. Oh, mini boat. Thank you.
Hello, Rusty. Two on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
This is business, Florence. We got a guy who works here by the name of Tiernan.
Sure we do. He's a pin setter. Clears the jams, works the gutters. Go right in. He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back. He's a nice boy.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
Son, you're a couple of shingles
Brought us
short
socks
of
with
That's That's one heck of a Sunday.
Down the left side of the alley.
I love these waitresses. Everyone's
That
a
cherry
dog.
pie was delicious.
This is kids' bedroom. So probably.
Wrinkled was not one of the things I wanted to be when I grew up.
Food fears all around.
The main
dog.
reason Santa's so jolly is because he knows where all the bad girls live.
The women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy.
Food wasn't great, but you're real nice. You think talk is cheap? Try hiring a lawyer.
Oh, fuck him.
I can't decide between the tuna fish and the chicken.
He's dull as dishwater when I'm not with him for the conversation. I've seen people like you, but I had to pay admission.
Does the chicken come with fried tomatoes?
Someone is regular there.
Only movie stars have things like that. Wrinkled was not one of the things I wanted to be when I grew up.
Say, could I borrow some of that mascara? I'm going to memorize your name and throw my head away.
I love these waitresses. Everyone's a dog.
Broad has socks on.
Done. You're a couple of shingles short of a Sunday.
I can't decide between the tuna fish and the chicken.
Tiernan! LAPD!
Fuck!
There!
Don't lie.
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer! Another runner. At least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to lam it.
You know, your theories are not airtight by any means. Hit him! Clean this asshole off the road!
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble.
Show me your hands!
This or this? Let's go with this.
Phelps! Whoa there!
Okay, let's roll. Where's my cabrio?
Looks like trying to enjoy a quiet drink is against the goddamn law now, huh?
Oh, we are here. Then something is fishing here.
You say you barely knew Evelyn?
Let's go to Barnes Bar.
Yes, that is correct.
I don't like you, McCaffrey. You look like someone who's trying too hard, like your whole life is some kind of performance. I think you need to give us something to get us out of your life.
I don't like you either, you pompous, stiff-necked patrician. You think I don't see through you and all the other minions of the ruling class?
I think the power's gone to your head, Phelps. There's people there! Like you're gonna kill us! Cole!
Isn't that the cop who solved the big case and got promoted? Wow, that looks like a beauty.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit to pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it, but she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
When Evelyn bought the booze, did she say who she was meeting or where she was going?
A young drinking friend of hers, I think. Don't recall his name.
Do you know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
She talked about McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Supposedly he fought in the International Brigade in Spain and in the miners' strikes back in Virginia.
I thought you were Evelyn's friend, Robbins.
You should learn some manners, some goddamn respect.
We're catching murderers, not running a popularity contest.
Olive oil comes from olive. Where does baby oil come from?
God damn it.
Everyone has socks on.
Phelps, badge 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
That's the guy from the papers.
Are there any messages for me?
A message from Captain Donnelly. Return to Central. Code 2.
Thanks, ma'am.
How Okay, I totally busted him.
Easy.
That's the cop. Captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
Guy was willing to write his own mother after I sweated him.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
I swear, this town is going straight to hell.
Hey, don't mind me.
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
The evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick. But she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case, but it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And follow up on Evelyn Summers. I want daily reports.
We got our orders. Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
That's that cop. Seems like a decent guy.
I want to make homicide. I mean, you know you've made it if you got that desk.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What you got to do with?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the slammer ever found out.
Phelps, 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Thank you.
Heavens!
Jesus, Phelps!
McCaffrey is in apartment 6. Doesn't look like anyone's home. Torn from the letter we found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
Doubtful.
He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you going to give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can write him up with that. A citation, at least. That's the cop from the newspapers.
Grosvenor McCaffrey! Running on a hangover, McCaffrey?
Do not lose
Sit
that
down
son
and
of a
we'll
bitch.
talk.
I'll go get our wheels.
Actually, I don't.
There he is, officer.
You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight.
Lock him up! Throw away the key!
Fuck.
Give it up! LAPD!
We need to get downtown and wrap this thing up. It's got to be McCaffrey.
Okay, let's go.
Unless
But a hobo
Terry
camp.
set him up. Don't think that asshole Jameson did, do you? Whoever did. What's that guy you
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the doll yet?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together at a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
Watch where you're driving, you maniac!
Is that our suspect? Closing the gate. There's gonna be some fight here.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellas.
The guy gave his wife a tap. I'd say all's fair in love and war.
I'm at a loss.
Put the heat to one of them, Phelps. Your choice.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
You told us you barely knew Evelyn Summers.
She hung around sometimes. I had very little to do with her.
Doesn't look good, Grosvenor. It's either you or Tiernan from where we're sitting.
Okay, that is pointing.
Personally, I think Evelyn is better off, but I had nothing to do with it.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
You're gonna need to do better if you don't want to swing for this.
I was having a political meeting in my apartment.
Cheese and crackers for the fifth columnist.
Some of these people will corroborate your story.
Okay,
I won't give up names of party members.
Good. It's your funeral.
It's either gonna be you or Tiernan, Grosvenor.
Make it stick, detective. The party has good lawyers.
I was married by a judge. Should have asked.
Railroad someone else. I'm not saying anything.
Hey, there's such a thing as soap, you know? Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
Yeah, I want to make homicide. You know you've got it made if you can get to that desk.
I didn't want to arrest him, so I gave him a duster.
Damn.
I know it seems weird at first, but over time...
We'll talk later, Phelps.
He's not here.
Anyone seen where Miss Wells
What the
It doesn't matter. We're not living in this city anymore.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Nothing here.
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
The pattern is repeating.
Is anybody making coffee soon? No. Can I take this there?
Dear Evelyn.
Yeah.
Okay, other hand is missing.
How come this is so hard to believe? A man and a woman getting along, liking each other just as friends.
Film company.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at her once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it.
She wanted something of his.
You didn't know about the insurance money I take it. No, sorry.
You don't like McCaffrey, do you, Tiernan?
He's full of the common man routine, but he props up a bar like the rest of us.
Okay.
Evelyn thought he was going to be a
And
great
this is
novelist. And he had nothing but vitriol for her.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
You're lying, Tiernan. You'd been fighting with her. You fought, and...
I'm not lying! She got up and left! That was it!
Sorry. Sometimes you have to shake the tree to see what falls out. Come on, Tiernan. Either you killed her or she left the hotel. Why did she leave?
Look, I may have yelled at her. I was very drunk. It's hard to remember.
Now you want me to lie?
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
We use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
You trying to sit me down?
Evelyn was beaten to death with a lug wrench. We found a wrench at McCaffrey's apartment.
Crazy
You
shit.
see? It was McCaffrey. He had nothing but hatred for me and Evelyn.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you've told us, Tiernan. You're not in the clear.
The guy gave his wife a tap. I'd say all's fair in love and war.
Operator, give me R&I.
Putting you through now.
Cole Phelps, badge 1247.
How could I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Just a moment, Detective. McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thank you. You were in the war?
Yes, I was.
Interesting.
Seeing the things that I saw, it changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
Okay, phone.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge, beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore! She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have...
You beat her because she stole from you. Because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her.
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you with the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady and never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in the prison graveyard.